good Ravage. If you're winning, you can sort of just be the one to go on your opponent this game, you know, blink Ravage them. Maybe if they fall behind, he might have to be more of a tank.
Oh, we'll see. Of course, he's going to have some excellent backup from Ollie on the Abaddon, sustaining him and allowing Fly to go crazy in the fights. He's trying to stay on top of targets. We'll see both lanes here with the setup. JT and Kaka trying to put the pressure onto Yatoro. And it's going to have Miposhka by his side and down bottom. Oh yeah, Ollie backing up Fly against the collapse. Mars and Mira, Io, lane. Spirit have been very, very strong with it in the past. I mean, and specifically, you know, we did hear at the start, so the surprise from Silent that the collapse Mars was let through. What is it about Spirit that makes the game so good when they have collapse on this hero?
Well, Silent actually did an interview where he talked about how Collapse is as a player, describing one word, and he said patience. I think that's exactly what Collapse brings to the team. He's always stable and he's patient. Mars is one of the heroes where you can wait for the perfect timing. You can wait to get the right team fight. I think that's what he excels at. I've seen multiple double spears from him, actually, or just being a bit patient on the arena, but as soon as he sees an opportunity, he collapses it, and then it allows Yatoro to go in with ease. They did manage to double wave onto Team Spirit in the bottom lane, so that let them get the hard pull off. I'm not too sure exactly how this lane is supposed to go, because usually... Oh, they're going to Bane here.
I was going to say, Ollie.
Oh, sorry, the Abaddon.
Going to be quite low. We'll be able to step out with the Aphotic Shield.
Usually Ursa is seen as quite good versus these range heroes, but Isle gives your offlane a lot of regen, and Mars has 2 displacement spells, which sort of allow him to kite out hits from Ursa.
Yes, very hard to close the gap in onto Collapse. So for the most part, we will see Fly just focusing on those creeps rather than wasting time trying to go for the Mars. Maybe if they can get Mirror separate. But for now, Spirit playing very close to one another here, not leaving each other's sides.
And Emo, he's pulling up a bit in mid lane here. He's up quite a bit of CS and denies. This is a counter pick from Team Spirit. Anytime you win a lane against a counter pick, I feel like it throws the dynamic of the draft like way out of what the drafter expects.
Sure, because when you look at the matchup and as you say, the fact that it was their last pick, you would imagine that the Wind Ranger, the benefits they were looking for from this hero would be apparent in the laning stage. There's not necessarily anything else that stands out in this game that makes you think this is why they picked this hero. I
mean, yeah, there's a lot of good reasons to pick a hero. It doesn't always have to be the lane, but in this game in particular, it does feel like the laning does seem quite important for Team Spirit's lineup.
I will see how much that distance continues to grow between Emo and Toronto Tokyo in the matchup. See on the side lanes so far. Both carries having a pretty decent time. Fly's doing fine, same for Yatoro. Both 2 at the top of the CS. And very even from the offlaners.
So I think a lot of this tournament has about how you use your mid's first timing. To me right now, it feels like Voicer's first timing is very clear. Like around that 8 to 10 minute mark, you get really strong, you get your ultimate, maybe some boots and a couple no's. I haven't seen Wind Ranger a lot. I saw that Beast Coast was using it to pretty good effect this tournament, usually to counter Monkey King, but I'm not too sure what that hero's exact timing is. We do see Toronto Tokyo stealing his enemy's bounty rune, which is always nice.
Bounty.
On top lane.
Oh, JT's taking a lot of damage here.
Yeah, a bit of setup on the JT, and he's taking a few tower hits with the brain stab. He ends up going down.
And that's exactly what Team Spirit need. You look at this matchup, PA versus Tidehunter. I would say this is very good for Tidehunter. But the thing about Dota is you can always outplay your opponent. A clutch sleep comes in from Miposhka, and all of a sudden they're looking good in this lane. He almost has treads on Yatoro, and maybe they can look to pull something aggressive. PA, if you get a lead in lane, she's incredibly aggressive. She has kill potential on almost anyone.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, JT's going to have to be much more careful. Getting under the tower like he did just there, just not expecting the damage to be there from Miposhka and Yatoro this early. But a few tower hits, it certainly was. JT, it's got to be more cautious.
And JT, he actually has to be quite careful because this is around the time where mid laners are starting to get their 6s. He spent his TV scroll to get back to lane. I can see something happening where he gets slept under the tower and Toronto Tokyo just TPs in as soon as he hits his level 6. He's still a bit far from it now, so it might not happen, but it's something to worry about. Even one Mira TP can swing this lane into complete oblivion.
Absolutely, it's definitely a lot scarier for JT up here than it is for Collapse down on the off lane for Spirit.
And a little bit low in action. I think we're pretty much looking at the mid lanes right now. When are they going to get their 6? When are they going to make their first rotation? Emo actually already has 6, and he's looking solo kill.
Nice. He's looking for it. Doesn't feel that he has enough damage with another step and a pulse. And probably would have indeed just been a bit short. Yeah, Fairy Fire at the ready on Toronto Tokyo. So Emo knows he can't go for it quite yet.
I would have liked Kaka to sort of rotate that towards this mid lane. I think maybe a little bit of communication that could have happened. He should have known that he was going to get 6 faster on a Void Spirit because he had so many more denies. Wind Ranger went to get his Bounce Rune, etc. They are both checking the Power Rune at 6 minutes. I think this will be the most fundamental point of the early game, the 6-minute Power Rune.
Absolutely. Kaka does have to be a bit careful as well. See bottom, fly. Each time as he closes in on the collapse, will get sent back, but now the spirit he used, fly. Trying to stay back on target, but again, God Tribute, Cool Solang collapse to create distance and get out of that. Let's see, 1k lead, just 1 kill right now, 6 minutes in. Okay. Going to be able to take this one out. Miposhka's not going to be too happy about that, but nothing he can do on his own. Just got to head back to lane. Even though, if you look at the CS, it's still a very, very nice start. You know, Yatoro, Team Spirit across the board. Their 3 cores just having the slightly better time.
Yatoro's actually level 6 already, which is looking really good for him. Honestly, a little bit of some mutual assured destruction standoff between the mid laners. Both of them feel like if they TP to a side lane and kill them, then the other one will react and get some counter kills there.
Well, this is going to be good to see as well. Yatoro, we did see some PA sort of earlier on in the tournament, right? And we were having this Maelstrom build, but this time round, Yatoro going for the classic, getting that Battle Fury online. Battle Fury AUA. You know, where does this hero stand nowadays? Yeah, you're happy to see this on the PA, or think it could be a bit of a risk here from Yatoro?
So I think Yatoro has a read on the game that his team is going to be able to fight without him. I think that's usually why you go for Battle Fury. It is one of the only carries left in Dota, I feel like, that can still go for the side item. Or most other heroes, I think you want these faster builds that allow you to, come into one team fight, help your team a little bit, and then start to scale. PH uses the full scale of the side item. She needs a regen, she needs the damage, and the build is actually quite nice for her.
Let's see if it works. Battle Fury in 2021 is pretty wild. It's always exciting to see, because if it pays off, Yatoro, he is going to be massive on the PA. And especially in a game where things are rather slow at the moment, time's certainly going to be there for him to hit the creeps. It's mid lane. Oh, a little off the mark there with a stun. Toronto Tokyo able to dodge it. Back up as well from Mira's IG. They won't be able to go for him anymore. In fact, Emo's got to be careful. They'll still have jumps and steps available, so they won't catch him.
And I think securing that haste rune onto Toronto Tokyo is just huge for his game here. Even if he chooses not to make a move with this haste rune, it makes it incredibly hard for the enemy team to push any sort of aggression. We can see JT, he's picked up the Helmet of Dominator at top lane, but if he pushes a bit too far, Yatoro's just going to TP with a haste and kill him, so he doesn't feel as comfortable pushing this tower.
C3 at the mid, going for the mid.
Dire structures are fortified.
What can they do about this? Yeah, doesn't look like much at all. 8 minutes in, they're taking away this tier 1 tower. Now Emo will come back over. Both supports ready to back up. Team Spirit instantly retreating. They don't want to try and push their luck there anymore. A lot of damage done though with that early siege. These moments passing though, and yeah, Yatoro, it's a lot of space. Emo is going to start shifting over to the top half of the map. They've managed to find themselves the vein. Miposhka, that'll be a quick one, but he's going to give the info for Yatoro. He knows that they're around. He's going to keep himself into the jungle, not showing himself in the lane. Bottom lane collapse, having a great time. Has that armlet finish, so very beefy and dishing out a lot of damage. Some solid kill potentially that makes it rather difficult for Fly to farm into. He knows if he pushes himself too far, the burst from this Mars is going to be pretty significant with that quick armlet.
Yeah, and I think this is sort of offlaner meta right now. The first item you give sort of builds off this Helm of Iron well. It gives you some armor, some regen. Tide has gone for the Helm of the Dominator, which allows him to push this tower a little bit earlier. Collapse has gone for the armlet, which allows him to maybe scale a little bit harder, get some more damage. However, IG, they're faster at pushing this tower. They have more options than their opponent now. They know that top tower's dead, so they can decide whether they want to go for mid tower trade or defend bottom.
Well, let's see what they do with this. We see around the mid, Toronto Tokyo. He's going to be able to chase him down. Finds Ollie. We'll see Fly look to try and punish, but the Windrun's going to be back up in a couple of seconds. Toronto Tokyo is more than okay Quick and easy kill there with the rundown of the focus fire. The space is made. Spirit will get that trade on the tier 1 down bottom for the top that they've just lost.
Laid low.
I'm honestly a bit surprised that they didn't go for the tower defense. I mean, Windrunner, she used her ulti, but IG, they are a team that likes to play a lot for their own heroes' timings. Like, they'll wait till they have all their items, and they've actually decided this is brilliant. They're combining the HOTD from Tidehunter with the Ursa to kill an early Roshan. So instead of defending, like, bottom tower, they're getting their own objectives. This is actually very smart. I did not see this at all.
Yeah, and by the looks of it, Spirit, they're even going to check this out. They've got a bit of a hold on. Onto Kaka, and Kaka, oh, how's she going to get the Hex off? He's able to get the stun on him, and Poshka, the backup's in from Molly with a miscoil. Kaka's going to be fine, but Poshka goes down. And IG more than enough space to secure that Roche for Fly Flyers. Fly will step out there proud with the Aegis, move straight over to the mid-tier 1. IG hitting some good early objective timings.
And they understand exactly what they need to do on IG. They understand their lineup. It needs to play around Roshan. So what to do? We don't care if you take bot tower. We're going to trade a bigger objective for it. And then they're chaining objectives. Kaka, I mean, this man's been playing probably one of the best lines in the world for like 4 years.
Oh, collapse, he stepped in. JT, no hesitation, ravage into a finger. I mean, why not? We're 11 minutes in. It's only been a couple of kills so far, really. Just blow these ults, secure a core kill, and Collapse just caught in the mid lane, and I don't think he was expecting them to commit as they did, but they certainly do, as they blow up the Mars, and he's out.
I do really like that too, you know. I think a lot of players in Dota, they think, oh, Ravage, her finger is such a long cooldown, I need to save it for the perfect team fight. It's actually way better to be able to use your spells to create an advantage. As long as you understand that you do not have these spells after and play like off that info, you'll get much more advantage that way.
I mean, but overall though, in a game where the kills are this low, how much of a concern should it be for IG that Yatoro is going to have a pretty darn good timing on this Battle Fury Treads opening on the PA?
I mean, I do feel like this is a bit better than PA would be expected to do off the draft. Oh, top lane, they're relocating in.
No, they've got the
damage.
Let's see with the focus fire. They should do so. JT trying to hide, but they've got him. Shackles down. He's pretty tanky, not tanky enough. They'll take him out just before the relocate takes them back out. Miposhka, of course, has been left behind. And Emo will look to take him down in trade. Also, having Ollie to help him out as Miposhka will try and run, but trapped in the trees. No safety for him to be found.
Even that little Satyr Banisher coming out from JT from the grave. He's been microing his creep. It helped him on the last Miposhka kill, and secured the kill on Bane this time. That was a really good play from Spirit, because I feel like they're sort of on the back foot. And usually when you're on the back foot or weaker than your opponent, you want to be able to like dodge them. But the best play is actually to make an aggressive move and force a reaction from the enemy team. They poke Tide on top, they end up having the damage to kill him, and they bring a lot of IG's heroes to the top lane. Now PA, he TP bottom away from all the danger. He's able to farm all the way up to his Battle Fury.
I mean, I think Yatoro is going to be very happy. He's getting the space. Timings are being hit. As long as he can sort of secure that next item after the Battle Fury before IG step it up. And this PA is going to be in a solid position to scale very, very nicely this game. And the same to be said really for the other two cores. It's so close as well. I mean, all 6 cores really, as you can see, just around the 6 to 6.5k net worth. Everybody's getting sufficiently farmed.
Much like cordwood before
Emo, he's actually gone for the Witch's Blade. This is one of the things that sort of counters both PA and Windrunner. You get that true strike on your first hit, a little bit of magical burst. And JT on the Tidehunter, he's actually not going for a Blink Dagger because Kaka, he's having a pretty decent game. He's actually only 500 gold from his own Blink Dagger. They're looking to play more of a ball-up lineup with Kaka responsible for all the catches on the map.
Yeah, for sure. And they want to go now that the Diffusal Blade's done. We'll see Mirror. Oh, it's that TP! A little too long as Mirror. Will be a free catch here for IG.
I feel this is a little bit of the awkward part about having Battle Fury on your carry. I mean, Yatoro, he's happy for himself, but right now, IG have the timing. They can run into his camps. They can steal his Ancients. I mean, he farmed them before they got there, which is good by them. But it's not easy to farm camps once you have Battle Fury at this level of Dota.
IG, they are still hunting though. They will want more than just the IO. Kaka
observes carnage underway.
Showing bottom.
He's only 300 gold away from his Blink Dagger, so his team has identified them and they're giving him the space to get that item. As soon as he gets that Blink Dagger, I think it's go time for IG. Oh, that was close.
That was indeed the micro. He's setting up for the Centaur stun.
Radiant's top tower
Mid
is
lane, there's no
under
tower to
attack.
TP2 here.
See if they got the damage. They're looking for the arena setup on the JT. He's going to have to pop the Ravage. Will that actually allow him to get out of there? It will. Ollie's going to be able to back up the shield of the coil, healing JT back up. Ravage has been expended, but it saves JT's life here. Nobody going down on IG. And that is the Blink Dagger done on Kaka, ready for the next move.
Not a lot of kills this game, but I feel like both teams are feeling a little bit tense, you know? We had an Arcane Rune on Void Spirit earlier, Haze Rune on Wind Ranger, but it feels hard for them to make these moves.
See, Firefly does want to try and go for Miposhka here, but only a couple of seconds literally on the Aegis, so he'll have to hold back. Definitely feeling a little bit more from IG though. They want to fight. They do not want to give the chance for Yatoro's farming build to kick off.
And also, I'm surprised how well all three of the cores on Spirit have been able to keep up their farm this game. In specific, Wind Ranger, I feel like this hero, she doesn't usually get this many creeps or this much space. With Team Spirit, they've been sort of poking them across the map, bringing him into ganks only through relocate. And this has allowed him to scale really well into this game.
And IG, they're just desperate for blood.
They do have that Blink Dagger and Kaka. They want to hunt people. They want to start these fights.
See if they can maybe get a jump on Collapse. Collapse, he's into the trees. He's able to turn with the spear. The Hex is in. Team Spirit, they're TPing over though. Remnant into the finger. They're looking to burst Collapse. Collapse. He's going to be kept alive momentarily by the Nightmare, but finally he falls. They lose Fly in return though, and Spirit, they might be ready to chase him for more. Jump over towards Ollie. The Fiend's grip onto Emo. They lock down the Void Spirit. The heal of the Mistcall nowhere near enough to save him. As Yatoro turning up, double kill AUI on both the cores, getting the carry and the mid. I mean, I think Yatoro's having sort of the early game of his life here on this PA. Goes the Battle Fury, he's turning up, getting kills. This is as good of a start as he gets, I feel.
Yeah, no, this is a dream PA game. If you can buy Battle Fury and take fights, you're being greedy while contributing to your team. Like, that's the ideal scenario for a carry. And Firefly, you know, the last Ursa nerf, I think, it made his cooldown on his ulti a lot longer. He was 3 seconds off ulti at the end there. They just didn't have vision for Kaka to get that Hex off on the class. He did a good job fogging. Got off that really clutch spear, and his spear with the quick reactions, they're able to turn it around.
I can't really afford for another move like that to fail IG.
Ooh, I like this coming up from Collapse. He's not going for Blink Dagger. These teams are both sort of respecting the ball-up nature of each other's lineups, or how IG want to play it. Ooh. Good pick-off.
Miposhka did try and does that last bit of damage here. We'll see the DD rune, and they're going to go for it. The Toronto Tokyo has already been able to pick it up in the ball of Collapse. He's got the arena down. Emo will look to jump out to the side, but Kaka's left stuck in.
And honestly, IG, they're looking a little shaky here. They really wanted to get their Blink Dagger timing. When you get your timing, you want to go fight your opponent. When Collapse pulls off a clutch spear like that in the last engagement, it sort of shatters your conception of how you want to play your game. It disrupts your flow. Kaka, you know, a little bit alone on the Blink Lion. Usually you want to play with your allies, your damage, when you have that Blink Dagger up. And Collapse, he's going for what I like to call like the OG Dota. You buff your carry up, you give him a good game, and then you buy items to make his net worth even more. He's just going for that Vlads. The armor helps against all three of the cores on IG, and it's looking good. I mean, it makes Mars tanky because he has this arm that he has God's Rebuke, and when he uses that with the Vlads, he gets so much HP back.
I mean, and it feels like the next fight, Spirit are going to hit this very strong timing. BKB completing out on his way for Toronto Tokyo. The BKB for Yatoro, only a couple of hundred got away. Bottom, Miposhka's got the setup. Catches out Emo. I mean, it is looking pretty scary. It's only 1k in it, but it's for the state of the game, it feels so much more worse than the numbers are showing AUI.
It does. I mean, IG, they're not auto this by any means. I would say this game is still pretty even, honestly. They have a lot of team on their side, but Miposhka, he's just doing such a fantastic job. He's playing Bane the way that you want to play Bane. He's going up to the side, he set up the pick off onto Tidehunter top. Now he catches Emo on the bottom lane. However, Roshan is up. This is something we've seen time and time again. Whenever Dire makes a play on the bottom side of the map, Radiant are really quick to just pop into that Roshan pit, especially with the Ursa.
All right, well, let's see what they can do with this. There's a smoke from Spirit coming out. Not quite heading towards the Roshan, though, so it looks like IG will be able to finish this for themselves, claim that shard and the Aegis. Let's see what they can get done this time around. Last Aegis, not able to really do or take that much away from Spirit. And you can see Spirit, in fact, continue with the smoke. Even though Roshan is taken, they still feel strong. Yep. They've got these BKBs.
Exactly, they have their timing here, they want to force a fight.
They're going to get the opening. Kaka jumps in with the center on. Attaker's going to just go straight towards JT. In with the BKBs, they're onto the time. Ollie gets taken out. JT to fall as well. There'll be a buyback from Ollie. Fly's going to be the new focus here. Collapse spears him back. Collapse still has the arena to play with if he needs to. Fly taken down the ones. Kaka missing the stun. Arena's out. They've caught them all. Collapse locks them in. The heal from Mira keeping Collapse alive. It's a triple kill for Yatoro. Ultra kill for Yatoro. Emo, the last man left standing here for IG. As he hides in the trees. Toronto Tokyo looking to see if he can get the catch. Quick to eliminate down up the tree line. In fact, over the power shot. We'll see him. Remember the remnant TP out. Emo. Whoa, he's not going to make it away. They get him as well. Spirit, they take down everyone plus more. It was a dieback from Ollie. As what a fight for Spirit to take. And that was the Aegis fight for IG again, AUI. It ends disastrously once more.
And I think this is the mark of an amazing Dota team. When the enemy has something like an Aegis or they're up a hero, you understand your timing, you understand your strength. It doesn't matter that they have Aegis. The BKBs came up and TI10, he couldn't even get Ravage off. There's just a BKB Winder and PA focusing the perfect target, and they wipe IG. This game's looking good for Spirit now.
Radiant's middle
they use their BKB timings perfectly.
I mean, the fact is, well, this whole fight Collapse just holding the arena and then has it here for this last moment where, you know, IG, they figure that they've got some sort of power to be able to get back in on the action, but they don't at all.
And now Collapse. He's finished off that Vlad's. He's going for his own BKB. There's going to be triple golden cores on Team Spirit. I'm not too sure how IG want to take this fight. TI10 doesn't have a Blink Dagger, so he sort of was all-inning and double-downing on the ball factor that they had. You know, Void Spirit would jump in for him. They would come into Void Spirit, try to jump back, and he would counter-initiate with the Ravage. If they have BKBs, you cannot do that.
The upcoming fights, they just feel so hard. So hard for IG. They have to get the jump.
And look at Maposhka. He's solo smoking down just to get some vision, set up the next fight. He understands that his team are stronger, so his vision is worth its weight in gold. Any fight they can force on vision, they'll be able to win this game.
IG playing very cautious here. They know if one of them gets caught alone by that Bane, the relocate follow-up will be in. 13-7 though, 5k lead Spirit. They have their ults good to go once more. I think Yatoro, that should be the completed Desolator on its way out. It is. So Deso BKB Battle Fury just 23 minutes in on the PA. Level 18 as well. Yeah, pretty much 19.
Yeah, he's going for that shard that BSJ mentioned on the panel. Yep. As soon as he has this, any jump onto TI10 is a kill.
Fly just getting killed off top. What was he doing up here?
Just a blink reveal on the Wind Ranger gets pretty much a solo call. I mean, the IO's there, but
he was pretty far up on his own.
He was. And Team Spirit, they have all the momentum right now. They've won the last fight. They're controlling the map. Look how huddled up around mid IG are. They feel like they cannot go to the sidelines versus Bane, who's been constantly picking them off, versus IO, who can relocate on them now. And now Toronto Tokyo, he's sort of shown the force of Wind Ranger. You split up versus heroes, you're just going to keep dying over and over. I don't know if they can win if they just huddle around mid though. They're not going to be able to farm the map enough. They have to find a way to force a fight where they get a good Ravage. And you see JT, he's queued up that Blink Dagger beside the Ghost Rider. Not sure which one he's going to get next, but I think they need to go for the clutch, you know? You need to go for the double core Ravage into burst. Because the fights, they look really hard right now.
Oh, they really do. Team Spirit just able to take these tier 2s, no answer from IG.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Just how are they going to deal with this Phantom Assassin? Yatoro, during that BKB, he is going to be jumping from target to target. A couple of crits and not many heroes on IG are going to really stand a chance at all. We've even seen BKBs be long enough of a duration for them to focus down even the tanky heroes such as JT's Tide.
Okay, so here's IG's timing. They chose to go for the Blink Dagger Tide to go for the clutch. They went for the Aghanim's on the Void Threat. I think they need to smoke and take a fight here. The smoke's on Kaka. They're grouping up a bit.
Absolutely. Sitting back against this PA will not do them any good.
Like but
then again, Will fighting them either. Emo!
Top tower is
Will dodge the spear. As soon as he catches wind of them being up here, he's out. Not an ideal way for IG to try and force an approach to the fight. Now they'll go for the smoker. We'll see where Spirit's going to look to head back and take sort of position around.
A line drawn by Fly. He's the Ursa. He wants to control which way the smoke goes. They understand that they need vision of the fight. Get off a good Blink Ravage or good Hex. But Spirit, they understand the situation. They have all the information on the map because of bottom lane pushing in, and they're just hiding behind their tier 2, saying, if you do not connect the smoke, we are going to win this game.
Yeah, Spirit, just they know exactly what IG feels they're forced to do right now to get themselves back in, and they are not leaving any opportunities for mistakes to happen here. Completely grouped up, playing around this top lane, far from the presence of IG. IG just cannot get that setup onto them. Spirit, time to push another tier 2 tower. We'll see if IG want to try and take something here. Still continuing to move around the map as 5, but not really able to find any sort of objective or goal. Look at the outpost back at least.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Spirit.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
See how much they want to try and push this. They're very, very strong. They could definitely start threatening a high ground here with the Desolator on Yatoro. BKB done on Collapse as well.
Oh, and you see that? They just showed themselves on the high ground, bait up the TP's back from IG, and Spirit, super disciplined, already out of there. They understand they don't need to really do anything but wait for the next objective, but they don't want to wait. They're Team Spirit. They want to go. They force them back top. That means bottom's going to be vulnerable. We moved all your pieces out of position, and we want to catch the carry here.
Spirit.
Invisibility.
I mean, IG, they want to start something. They smoke up as well themselves. Collapse. It's going to quickly get rid of the helm of the Dom creep. Nemo does have this invis to give them that early vision whilst the smoke gets dispelled on the front. They're going to get the hex on the Yatoro, jump with the finger. They're looking to burst the PA now. They're doing JT. In with the Ravage, catches them all. This is the fight that IG were looking for. As Maposhka goes down. Fly, Nemo pushing back Mirror. Collapse will go for the BKB TP out, but Mirror and Toronto Tokyo, they'll continue to be chased. Remnant not quite going to have the reach to grab Mirror. They get the other 3 out of there, where Spirit, they have to be the ones that run this time.
And now it's all about the Roshan. All the teams, they're going to consolidate all their resources, try to get the Silence in the best position, and then try to think about this next objective. This is the 3rd Roshan. Both the Refresher and the Egg and the Scepter upgrade can be game-breaking. I do like what Emo has done. Like, they want to kill Roshan, so how he makes the play better is he uses his boots to travel bottom, farms a little bit on the area, and just creates some lane pressure. The best way to get something in Dota, it's like similar to the last smoke. You can move your enemy to another side and then attack them where they're weak.
Just under 20 seconds here for that Roche spawn. Spirit in the better position to hold the control around the area. IG, they're absolutely going to want to push them out of this safe space. They've got 15 seconds till Ravage. I'll see if IG can bring that fight again around such a crucial objective.
And the Roshan's up. I don't think IG scouted it, but they know.
They know they're in it.
Peace, Rune.
It's up to Kaka and JT how they jump. When do they want to commit? Emo. It's going to try and go for the back lines. Have to use both steps to get in and get out here. Yatoro and Collapse. They're going to continue to go to work on the Roshan.
And honestly, a pretty big cooldown from Void Spirit there.
I mean, JT's trying to step in, but the shackle's in. The Eon is going to protect Toronto Tokyo here from the finger. The BKB comes down, the focus JT. JT's going to get down. They take him out. No chance for a Ravage. As JT not around now for this Roshan objective. As Spirit, they'll continue to finish it. They'll pick it all up. Aegis, it's theirs for Yatoro. Over to Wally they go. The Abaddon takes a hit from the crits of Yatoro. Emo, he's got to run as well, but the spear, the angle, perfect from Collapse as he pins Emo to the tree line.
Such brilliant team fighting coming out from Team Spirit. Yatoro with, Toronto Tokyo with his freshly finished Aeon Disc. He manages just, you know, he's skirting on the side. You think that's a Wind Ranger, but he gets his Aeon Disc pump and he holds his BKB for the precise moment where Kaka jumps. They jump, they pump their BKBs in Spirit, and they wipe 3 of IG's heroes, and now they're going high ground.
I mean, they are 40 seconds, no emote.
Just like
And they have the Aegis, they got the refresher shot as well on Yatoro. He's probably going to pass it over. Yeah, he's going to give it to Toronto Tokyo. He's got more slots to play with. Tier 3 down, the Rex as well looks to be falling. IG, they do not have a fight to put together whilst their mid's out of the game. They may have the Ravage back up, but they need everything to be able to tackle, or at least have a chance of tackling Spirit head on. As Spirit, they'll take the melee ranks, they'll back up. Now the 10k lead and feeling in a very solid position right now.
And I gotta say, it's looking hard for IG to get the fight that they want. They got that one near mid lane, but Team Spirit's lineup, once they get ahead, they have so much side lane pickoff that's not easy to get these side lanes and get information in order to get the right fight. You see Emo, he's desperately trying to get this bottom lane out, using his ultimate just to push out the wave a bit faster. But the rest of the team, they have to huddle around mid. When you're huddled like this, it means that only one of your heroes can really get farm at a time. And as you can see, the net worth, there's just such a big divide now.
Yatoro, the Battle Fury PA has looked fantastic this game. Yatoro identifying that this would be the game for it to pay off. He knew what he could get away with, and he absolutely has. Collapse. Off the market with a spear. The shackle still hits. See what more they have to offer. Kaka's going to jump in. Holds back the two of them with a Hex and a stun. Will go for the ghost step to the TP out, but the Nightmare's in. Aposhka keeps Kaka held back.
Good save from Kaka there, though. Void Spirit actually used both his Astral Steps and his Dissimulate, so he didn't have anything else to get out. Kaka sort of throwing his body for his cores there.
As Radiant's middle tower falls,
time for the base push.
2 minutes and a half
left on Yatoro's Aegis. They're going to try and jump in, burst him a quick time with the Nightmare. The tether, it's in. Yatoro's going to be fine. Arena's down. They've locked in the 3 of them. Focus right through 200. They go to them. They get the 3. JT's gone again. No chance for a Ravage. As the Tide Hunter gets destroyed by Spirit's incredible physical damage. The Phantom Knives as well from Yatoro doing the work. Now the Ravage comes out. Finger follow-up is there, but the heals. He's back up to full HP. Collapse is good to go. JT and dieback on the Tide. And Spirit will push on. The mid-tier 3 and Rax is going to be all theirs in the game as well. GG is called.
Wow, incredibly well played by Spirit. Just everything they had to do this game, they were able to identify, follow through. And honestly, Yatoro, he made PA look like a good hero. This is not one of the heroes picked often at the main event, but this was something special.
It really